This is a montage. You could not get a bigger collection of more ecstatic front pages welcoming the first biracial woman to the royal family. I remember covering the wedding. There was euphoria from the public and the media. And yet she says in the interview, from the beginning of our relationship, the press were racist.
But the point that I think she was making was that headline that said straight out of Compton. Now, that might not mean anything to other people, but to a black person, Shaka, you'd understand this, it is very painful. It's saying you're ghetto, that you're rough. And other people might laugh it off, but remember, if you've lived with this backdrop bubbling away, Piers, if I can, I'd liken it to if you're blind, if you're sight impaired your whole life, somebody might say nasty things to you every so often, but your whole life is affected by where people place things or don't place things, or whether there's a steps or there's a ramp, your accessibility to life, how much opportunity you may or may not have. I don't think she was ready for this at all. And I actually don't think Harry was either. I know from experience, it's very painful for a white partner to see firsthand all these little microaggressions and what have you, and they're shocked. If somebody brings up, yeah, but what colour is your child going to be? And I've been in that situation as well. It is deeply shocking. It might not seem shocking to the person saying it.
Let me jump in on that. We don't know the context of that conversation. We don't know who's supposed to have said it. Can I put to you just a scenario that may have happened? And I wonder whether you find this, you would automatically think this is offensive and racist. If you have two parents, one's white and one's black, as in Meghan's case, and she's pregnant and going to have a baby, is it racist and offensive for a family member to say, oh, what colour might the baby be? I mean, I would imagine in most families that might be a question they think and they might ask, but not in a racist or derogatory manner. Now, tell me if I'm wrong.
Piers, why does it matter what colour a child is? As long as the child is healthy.
It's just it might just be curiosity, Trisha. In other words, it may not have been a malevolent thing to say.
Piers, here's another curious thing. People are often, when I've got my hair natural, people are curious about what my hair feels like. Yeah. So they'll come up behind me while I'm doing something and run their filthy hands through my hair. It's only curiosity. They might make comment about my feet or talk about me in front of me. It's only curiosity.
So any context that conversation may... We don't know who the conversation was with or the context, but what you're saying is any context in which that kind of conversation happened is automatically racist.
If you are working against a backdrop of non-stop stuff, it doesn't take one straw, only takes one straw to break the camel's back. And what gets me is why is everybody else such an expert about racism against black people? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Piers. You don't get to call out what is and isn't racism against black people. You can call out all the other stuff. I'll leave you to call out all the other stuff you want, but leave the racism stuff to us.
I think when Meghan Markle calls the royal family a racist institution, it's a very serious allegation.
She doesn't use the phrase racist institution.
Actually, they do. Sorry, they do. They portray the royal family as racist. And it's a very incendiary charge. And I don't think it actually is fair to the royal family to not name the supposed racist. Let's bring in Andrew Morton. Andrew, I don't need to tell you about royal turmoil.
Or royal interviews and the impact that they have.
Yeah, how does this compare to the Diana ongoing saga?
Well, I have to say, my jaw dropped watching that interview, and it is very similar to the Panorama interview 25 years ago that Martin Bashir conducted. The one thing that intrigues me about the whole business of Meghan saying that the baby and the colour of the baby in relation to security and also to whether or not it's been made a prince or a princess is confusing, because it's the Metropolitan Police who decide security. It's the Queen who is the font of all honour. So in a way, Meghan and Harry are accusing the Queen of racism by default. And I find that allegation quite explosive.
I completely agree. This whole thing that she says about how the only reason Archie isn't allowed to be a prince has got nothing to do with royal protocol, but all to do with his potential skin colour. And it will be the Queen that decides that title. That is calling the Queen a racist.
Yeah, the next stage, I think, has got to be that the Metropolitan Police will have to give a reason why Archie wasn't going to be given security.
Well, I think that is